It's actually, in our case, it was a little bit of a mixture of the Indian model and the American model, where you actually get sort of selected into a school, an overall school. But then within that school, you can take all sorts of courses. You can pick and choose your courses and build your own sort of majors and minors according to that. So I had a lot of flexibility in which courses I took. But at the same time, like I knew I was getting a Bachelor of Arts, and then I wanted to sort of explore within that space, like some of the majors and minors that I wanted to do. It is a whole process to transfer to a different school. And when you get admitted into the schools, you get admitted within programs instead of getting admitted to the school and then choosing what you want to do after that.
So as far as going deeper into, say, studying economics, there's still that choice that you can sort of branch into what you did, development economics at that point, and then the statistics minor. It's all under the Bachelor of Arts program and the same college I'm living. So,
Exactly.
what are like typically, the experiences of students are when they're choosing college, they're also looking at size and the size of the class, and also overall what the classroom experience is like, if the size is really large or small. What's it like? Is it again closer to the US model where you can choose classes which are small or large, and or is it just large like any public university?
So that's actually interesting. My first class that I ever attended was Psych 101, which notoriously is the biggest class in almost every university everywhere. It was a theater. Basically, it was bigger than most of the theaters have been to be honest. Like it's 700 kids in one class. There was no seats for those 700 kids on that first day. So you had these huge lectures by rock star professors, but then you also had small classes. So you had the option of doing that. Obviously, more of the small roundtable type classes open up in senior years when you're not doing intro programs. But even in my first year, I had a communications class that was just the 25 of us on around a table. And it was more around group discussion and stuff. Obviously, being a 40,000 student university, they tended towards more of a classic classroom experience with less sort of conference style classes. But you can, because you have the option of choosing whichever classes you want to, as long as they fit within your majors. You had the option of majorly choosing smaller classes if you wanted to, and getting more of that one-on-one attention with the professors.
The other thing I noticed when browsing through your LinkedIn profile was you really got involved in activities, societies that were linked with what you perhaps thought at that point, what you would be focusing on, getting banking jobs and finance. So how is it like? How are societies run? You also took up some vice president positions. So what's the organization of a society? What the objectives are? What opportunities do you get to network and get career ready? So share something about that and what worked for you in which society, and yeah, and maybe our students who are in high school, they would want to know more, and when they're applying, they can also get to perhaps connect what their current interests are with their future goals.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's actually interesting because I mean, I did a lot of things because I really wanted to, and then within that, I tried to add value in however I could. Really, like in terms of understanding what clubs are out there, you'll have like club day or whatever, when you'll have all the clubs put up their little stalls and like talk through, so that you'll sign up for all of these listservs and stuff. So you'll get to know more about the clubs right when you come to school, and you'll start attending them that way. And you'll get a sense of what you're interested in based on that. So obviously, you might have some interests from school, like I did, and whether it was chess or economics or writing and stuff. And you can build on that, but you really then once you have that, then you just want to kind of see what skills you want to build within that. So I know I worked a lot because I was one of the few people that was interested in finance. I would usually be pigeonholed into that treasury role. And like that kind of helped me in terms of like, I'm working with numbers, of balancing out balance sheets and stuff, while at the same time working, getting to enjoy and like be part of a community that I wanted to be part of already. So, that kind of helped me out. In terms of building out my career, building out a network of people that you kind of want to work with was very, very useful for me, whether it was peers or alumni, and like building out those connections, both through clubs, and through, just your network within your classes that you have. I think that was really useful for me. I used to always joke that we had gone through me and my classmates had gone through the fires of all of our classes, so we can vouch for each other. It's when it comes to work.
Great. So again, now we'll move to other aspects of living as a student in Montreal. Of course, you mentioned a few things about the city and what it brings to the table, with having so many other colleges and universities in the downtown area obviously adds to the experience. But what did you start learning about adulting and growing up, and what gyan or life lessons would you want to share with audiences going out of high school in a sheltered environment like you had in Delhi and then becoming independent? What is it that you need to watch out
Well,
for? What is it that you
number one, learn how to cook or expand your culinary sort of like acceptance of what you want to eat. So that's the biggest one. I think that like food is such a big part of the Indian culture and like unites families so closely, that just like missing home ghar ka khana becomes like a really big part of it. Really, the other piece of it is, you have to, or I had to at least be very open-minded about, meeting new people and like being deliberate about like expanding out my friend circle. So I didn't just hang out with people I knew from high school who were also at McGill with me. And that really opens up, a bunch of different, whether you do it through the clubs that you're attending, or you just do it through the classes that you're attending, but like finding people with common interests really helps you build those lifelong bonds that you hear about in the movies from college and stuff.
What about the diversity of campuses like McGill at your time, and how do you think it's changed over a period of time? So did you feel fitting in, or getting to know people from different cultures was just natural, or there were cliques that performed, being that it's a big university? What was it like for you, and what were your lessons or takeaways from appreciating diversity and cultural sort of backgrounds of other people?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that you when you're out of your element and when you're in a foreign country, you tend to sort of stick to what you know. So obviously, so my first friends and my closest friends at the time when I first started were either Indians or Pakistanis. But when you realize that, I think that what happened over time was you realize that like basically everyone who's here from a different country or even from a different province or something is really in the same boat, and you build those connections with these people. And yes, I'm out for the first time, but so are you. Like, so are all of us, and we're all learning to grow up in this place together. And there is a sense of common bond based on that. And I think that was really valuable to us.